course, they have glass containers, for example, to buy bulk food. And again, in the bathroom, for example, as well, there's no disposable products or anything that we use on our planet. So only long life materials. So Cinzia will guide you through, we'll show you a few different examples of products that you can find in these homes.
So what we can find in our Republic homes basically are all products made with natural polymers. And well, I think you know that polymers are quite a tricky thing at the moment. So we have a definition of biopolymer which can be divided in 3 categories. And the one that we are talking about is the first one, which is the complete natural polymer, not coming from fuel. So that means it would be, I would say, probably something like the gluten that you can find in your flour, for example, or any kind of cellulose that you can find in paper or lignin or anything that is becoming from wood. Or even the mycelium is another polymer, is a natural one. And the polymer, the mycelium one, is actually a little bit different because it's not exactly, it cannot be defined as a polymer. It's just defined as a structure that comes from fungi. And the fungi can be, well, it's a different kind of molecule. So basically, the polymer are always like a protein kind of molecule. And that's the reason why gluten and cellulose, for example, are really good. Pectin as well is another one that comes from fruit and sometimes some vegetables. And the thing that makes them the same property is the fact they are protein. So the protein has a very long chain in terms of chemical structure, and that's the reason why they work as a polymer, so they can create a very strong bond between them and the material that we're going to use as a waste material to create something new. So what we can do is combine what we have as a waste food, like, I don't know, anything you have in your kitchen, basically, and it can be combined with one of these natural polymer, and it can become something like you're seeing right here. So it's a process that makes the material more solid and more resistant.
So actually the product as well at the bottom left there, it's made with household recycled products. And then at the top right there, is a designer who makes products, well, homeware with actually animal bones and other waste materials. So the citizens in this place are really innovative in their designs.
Exactly.
And actually, the diet of these of the citizens is a flexitarian diet. So they will, as we said in the first place, they don't kill animals for no reason. But if they do, if it's for eating purposes, then they will use the whole of the animal. And same thing for the vegetables as well. So they waste nothing at all. They're really resourceful in what they grow.
That's why we think, for example, that in the Republic, the fruits and vegetables are basically designed for reuse. And this is what really happened in the kitchen. So what we have is a waste from potato, from cabbage, from anything you have in your mind. And those kind of vegetable raw material that we have, they can make something really interesting at the end of the process. So if you can start, for example, from the potato peel, they contain the starch from the potato, and that's another polymer. So basically, you can create, again, a structure because you have a polymer very natural from just, the waste from your kitchen. Same thing can be with the flour, as we said. But also, you have to keep in mind that you just have a lot of fibers in all the vegetables and fruit that we have in the kitchen. And when you combine fibers with the polymers, again, natural polymers, this combination basically give you the structure. So give you the possibility to create new materials and something solid and resistant again. Colors are really important as well, and you can find all the colors in nature are very natural, of course, but they come from some chemical material. They again, they can be well, good sometimes and bad sometimes, depend on which one you're using. So there are some toxic kind of material, of course, and colors sometimes, but the most one is very good, and it can give you a lot of different colors as well. So, for example, the anthocyanin that you can find in the cabbage is one of the most common, and is the one who gives you the pink and the blue color. Is quite famous because if you add a little bit of citrus in the actual color of the cabbage, it can turn between pink and blue. So it's a little trick that plenty of people do when they do little experience in design, in food design as well.
And so, yeah.
So we can recycle as well in this way. So basically we can use just the waste from eggs, and we can use them as a pot to plant the plants. So that's, again, another way to reuse whatever we have in the kitchen.
So we're going to show you an example more specific with the avocado in particular, because we felt that it was a really versatile fruit. You can use the skin, the pit, and the flesh in many different ways. So we'll show you a few examples.
So again, we have the pit. The pit of the avocado, believe it or not, is edible. I don't know if you never tried it, but is an edible material as well. And the particular thing is that, of course, it's rich in colors and is a very malleable material when it's fresh. But if you dry them out, it becomes really strong. So that is the property that gives the chance to create something different as well, and we will show you.
This is, we'll pass this around, this is dried avocado seed. So when you cut the avocado seed, it then oxidizes, so it goes from white to like a really bright orange. So Cinzia will explain a bit more why, and I'll pass around. This is just a dried avocado.
So because this is the pit when you cut the avocado, and the strange thing is of course white and a little bit green as well. But as soon as you expose the pit to air, and basically you start to cut him, it becomes red, and it becomes this kind of color, which is based on, is pretty much done from the tannin, which is the most important part of the color of the pit. The tannin is something that you can find in the wine as well, and that's the molecule that gives the red wine, basically the color. And it's pretty much the same kind of molecule that you can find in the pit. And the thing is, you can create something to drink, for example.
So you can make a syrup, yeah, exactly out of the powder. So you make a much thinner powder, then you infuse it into a sugar syrup, and then you can use that in cocktails, and it's got like an almondy aroma. And then
that it was Maud's favorite cocktail, by the way.
Yeah, so you can make lots of delicious drinks with it. And another use as well for this, we've got some examples here.
Yeah, because as we said, when you dry out the pit, it becomes really, really strong and very resistant. So basically you can create some ceramic tile with the pit inside, and so we can have like a little bit of decoration, and we can use those tiles to decorate the house from the Republic.
Yeah. So like we have terrazzo on our planet, we can do a similar effect as well. So you can either have the texture with it, or you can sand it down. It's just another way to reuse some of the elements that you eat, and then you will waste normally, and reuse it in your house.
And as we said, the natural color can be used as well in your food. So basically you can create anything you like with the natural color that comes from veggie and from fruit, even with the avocado pit. So you can have those colors, for example, from the cabbage and the pit from the avocado. And of course, we are not wasting the skin because we want to use everything from the avocado. So the skin is waterproof, very resistant, and a solid structure. That's the reason, first of all, just because he needs to protect the avocado for sure. That's the main reason why the skin has got these properties. But we're quite lucky because, again, the skin can be dried out, and you can use it to create any kind of material or like a container, for example. This one is just an example of container. I know the skin is green, but as soon as you start to work with the skin and the skin, again, exposed to oxygen in the air, it becomes, again, a little bit pink color because of the tannin. So the tannin are in the skin as well. You also have the skin very rich in vitamin A and vitamin E, and that's the reason why it's used as well for beauty kind of products. So you can use it for your bathroom routine, I would say, skin and everything. So.
Yeah. And another way as well to use the skin and the pit as well is to use it as a natural dye. So again, with the oxidization, it gives a nice light pink color. So the No Waste Republic citizens use this a lot to dye clothes or any kind of fabric that they have. And you can use lots of other colors as well, using other ingredients we'll show you later. But this is a particular example with the avocado. So again, you can make lots of different colors, all natural colors.
And then, of course, we have the flesh.
So the flesh is super nutritious, of course. There's lots of vitamins A, D, and E. The avocado oil as well, which you can extract, is really nutritious. And some easy recipes that you can use to get children to eat more vegetables and fruits, for example, making ice cream or tasty drinks like smoothies or juices.
And of course, we have other reusable products that we are going to show you. So the New Republic, the Republic of No Waste, are using also this kind of material that you can find in the kitchen. And maybe some of you have never thought about using those, but we can use the powder from the coffee when the coffee is already done, so it's made. And that is already a waste. So you just make one coffee and you have a lot of powder waste. So we can use that to create something like cups, or maybe something like glasses, or something that you carry the.
You can also use it as a body scrub as well, and like as other materials.
Exactly. So the orange peel can be used as an infusion to make some. Liquors like Amaro is a nice liquor that is in this republic, and it comes from the orange skin. The grape skin as well, it's part of the process when you make wine, so you have a lot of waste in terms of skin of the grapes. And this again can be used to make some new plastic material, so it's a new development in the Republic. And then we have the banana peel that, again, I don't know if you know that, but you can eat it.
You can make a syrup with it, actually. So if you cut it up in really small pieces and then you mix it with sugar and then leave it to rest for about 24 hours, there will be a nice syrup that will come out of it, and then you sieve it out. And again, you can use it in cocktails. So it's it's a natural way to extract banana flavor, which is really fun. So there's lots of different ways that you can use food waste.
And of course, there is agricultural as well. So I mean, at the end of any process that we are talking about, the rest of the waste will go in your veggie garden, basically, and it will be a treasure for all your plants.
So the compost system there in the No Waste Republic is really well structured compared to in our countries.
And here is another example, as we were talking about before. So all the colors are different because you have different kind of molecules inside that can work, and that pretty much is the color that I was talking about before, is the one from the cabbage. This is the anthyocyan. But all of them are natural, and they can do a very kind of nuance of color all the time.
Even nut shells as well, like walnuts as well, you can use that to dye fabric. So any kind of waste material.
And onion is really nice.
So for example, this is a brand called Zeta. They've made shoes with coffee beans. They also made another collection of shoes with grape skin. So they did a collaboration with Nespresso. So they use the coffee beans into the soles of the shoes, which is, instead of using rubber, So it's a really, really interesting concept.
And the Coffee Form is a company who is collaborating with our Republic, who makes those cups and those lovely, well, takeaway cups as well, to create something that you can use for coffee and is completely sustainable and recyclable, of course, but is a very perfect, example of reusing the powder. And this one is a biophase, is another one. And again, we got the avocado. So another way that we can use the avocado is create with the seed, basically with the pit again, we can create a straw and disposable products, which are basically a substitute for the plastic that we have at the moment.
So some of the products that we showed earlier as well, the brand at the top was evocative, and then the one on the right, you have the name of the designer, and bottom left is Norman Copenhagen. So actually, do you see anything similar with our world? Of course, all the brands we've spoken about are actually all real, and all the things that, all the different processes and techniques that we've spoken about actually exist, and people do them in our world, on our planet as well. So a lot of us are still not aware about all these techniques, so we feel that it's just interesting to try and share it a bit more, as much as we can, and share all this knowledge around, because this is the way forward. We feel that we're nearly there. There's still a lot of work to do. I think we should take a bit of inspiration from this No Waste Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Cinzia, Maud, el señor Avocado. Oye, vamos, curiosamente, vamos al milímetro, es increíble.